What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Tim Sports Talk. And here we go after the run up the middle for no gain. We're in the shotgun, takes the snap, drops back to pass, quick throw to the right side, and it will be caught by Thornton. Tyquan Thornton makes the grab, and it's going to be 3rd and 6 for a gain of 4. What's the best part is I was talking to myself because I didn't realize I didn't hit the unmute button. So there you go. But let's get a poll going. Who do you got? Who do you got? Do you have the Broncos or the Raiders? A big 3rd down here for the Raiders at their own 6-yard line. In the shotgun, 3 receivers to the left. Takes the snap, drops back to pass, looking to throw. Geno steps up, throws underneath to the right. It will be caught, and that's good for a 1st down. Beautifully done there. Number 17, is that Lockett? It said longtime Seattle. Is Lockett in the Raiders right now? I thought he was over in Tennessee, but no, he is in Las Vegas. Well, there you go. They add a receiver, or they have added him as a receiver, rather. 2 tight ends on the right, 2 receivers to the left. Single back formation, takes the snap, handoff up the middle here is Genty. Genty will run straight ahead and push the pile. Nice run. Pushing the pile after getting basically contacted a half yard. Gets a gain of about 4. I saw an insane stat for Ashton Genty that at one point this season, he had 143 yards of rushing. And in that same time period, he had 144 yards after contact. Like, this guy is getting no help from this offensive line. 2nd and 5 now. 12.5 to go here in the first quarter. Broncos are 7-2. Raiders are 2-6. They're at midfield. Raiders are 3 receivers bunched to the right side. Single back takes this, or puts a man in motion, takes a snap, rolling to his right side. Geno pumping. He's going to keep it, and he will slide just across the 1st down marker. And that'll move the chains and a decent drive of Bruin to get this game started here for the Raiders. What's up, Will? What's up, Antoinette? Geno balls out today with 2 touchdowns. 380 yards. Wow, that's a prediction right there. That is one heck of a prediction. All right, 1st and 10. Under 12 minutes to go here in the first quarter. And in motion is Michael Mayer. 3 receivers bunched to the left side. In the shotgun, takes a snap. Handoff up the middle is Genty. Genty slips the 1st tackle and will fall forward for a gain of 2. What up, Billy Mack? How are you? That'll bring up 2nd down and 8 here at the Denver 42-yard line. 11.5 to go here in the first quarter. This is the opening drive here for the Raiders. And Las Vegas get an early lead against their division rival. 3 receivers to the right side, tight end on the left. And Geno, they just completely lost track of the clock there. They're going to have to settle with a timeout. Hate using timeouts like this. You guys know that. Oh, okay. No, it was the play clock was done wrong. So they put it at 25 seconds instead of 40 seconds, which means that it will be 25 seconds on the clock now, and they'll get reset. There's Chip Kelly, the Raiders offensive coordinator. Goes into the shotgun, 3 receivers to the right side. Tight end on the left is Mayer. Here we go. Takes the snap. Geno Smith up. There's a false start, and this play will be called dead as Brock Bowers one-hands it out there on the right side. We got little Billy here today. Speaking of Billy, there's Bill Vinovich, the head ref this evening. Makes the call, false start on Michael Mayer. Oh, yep, he just got a little antsy. Little antsy there. 11:03 to go here in the first quarter. 2nd and 12 coming up for the Raiders now after really a 2nd and 13. 47-yard line. 3 receivers to the right. Puts a man in motion as Lockett from right to left. Takes the snap, drops back to pass. Look, quick throw underneath. It'll be caught by Lockett, and Lockett will get out of bounds for a nice gain, setting up a 3rd down and short. Appreciate all 20 of you hanging out in the chat so far. If you haven't already, hit that like button. Ten and a half to go here in the first quarter. Still the opening drive of this game. Nice drive to get this thing started. Keeping the Raiders defense that's been pretty weak this season so far off the field. That's going to be a big key for the Raiders to win this game. Man in motion here. Thornton from left to right. Takes a snap, drops back to pass, looking, pumping, escapes to his right, and gets sacked from behind. And it's Ballard with a big-time sack on that one. And that's going to force a punt here. Can't take a sack there if you're Geno. Hanging on to the ball for quite some time. It's a 5-man rush. You can't expect them to last forever. Allen gets away with, comes away with the sack. Let's see, did he have an open receiver? Oh, yes, he did. Oh, man, he needed to throw it to Bowers with anticipation. Yeah, it would have been a tight throw. The safety was screaming down, but at least he would have given Brock Bowers a chance. A sack there was killer of that drive. Even if it's an incomplete pass, you may be able to go for it on 4th down. There's the punt, and it's going to go out of bounds, and I think they might have deadman this thing. Yes, they did. Oh, my goodness. What a masterful punt by Cole. Cole pins them at the 1, kicking it out of bounds, too. So it doesn't even give anybody an opportunity. So it'll bring up 1st and 10 at the Raiders' 1-yard line. Beautifully done. What's up, Billy? You want to say hi to the chat? Want to say hi? Hi. 9:14 to go in the first quarter. Almost a 6-minute drive there for the Raiders, but it comes away with no points. A 6-minute drive that only netted 23 yards. That's interesting. Yeah, that's actually kind of crazy. A 6-minute drive, 5-minute and 46-second drive that only went 23 yards. Seems very short. A very short drive. Like a very short as far as yardage for that long. I wonder what the worst time to yard ratio. Nah, I mean, I guess you got 0 yards, that would be pretty bad, right? No matter how long it took off the clock. But you know what I'm trying to say, like how many yards you got compared to how long it took to get there. What up, Richard? As it stands, Washington is 9th in the upcoming draft. 8 games to go. More losses puts them closer to the top 5. Sure. I mean, they're obviously not going to aim for that, which is fine. But we'll see. We'll see what they can do. I mean, we're going to be underdogs in most games, so it's going to be a rough go at it the rest of the year, no matter what we try to do. Like, it's possible that we get defeated in every single game, fully trying. You know, there's some that would be worse losses than others, right? Like losing, I think we have like the Dolphins and like the Giants. Those wouldn't be ideal. What up, Pig? All right. Oh, they moved it up to the 2-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 10 at the 2. Single back formation. Oh, they may have gotten him to jump. Let's see what they call it. Handoff right up the middle is J.K. Dobbins, and Dobbins will give them some breathing room up near the 8-yard line. Gain of 6. What's up, Pig? Tim, I didn't realize how much I hate our fan base until I saw your panel on Tuesday. Bruh, I've been going through it, dude. I've been going through it. 2nd and 4. 8:44 to go in the first quarter. There's Max Crosby. One of the biggest blessings on this defense, obviously. This guy, absolute stud. I wish we got our hands on a Max Crosby that last offseason. Now, if he would have become available in any way, I know Adam Peters would have made a big play for a guy like Max. 8.5 to go here in the first quarter. Takes a snap, pitch play to the right side. Dobbins trying to find the edge, and Dobbins will go out of bounds after a gain of 2. 3rd down and 2 coming up here for the Broncos. J.K. Dobbins finally having a pretty healthy season, knock on wood. This guy is an absolute stud in the yards per carry category. 2nd-round pick out of Ohio State for the Ravens. Just has yet to have a healthy season in his entire career. 3rd most rushing yards in a player's first 9 games with a new team. 695 yards was what I believe that stat was telling me. 2 tight ends on the right, 2 receivers to the left. Takes the snap, handoff again to Dobbins. Dobbins trying to find some room, and Dobbins will get tackled short of the first down marker, and it's Max Crosby. He will hold him at the 4th and 1, and that's a big, big opportunity there for the Raiders to keep good field position and see if the Raiders punter can't flip the field. Max Crosby just beating up on Adam Troutman, the tight end there. Really savvy play. Look at that. Right before the snap, he dives down inside shade of the tight end, making that block almost impossible. Here comes the punt. Fourth and 1. Oh, the kick's not very good. Out of bounds ahead of the 50. Looks like probably around the 46. Still going? No, the 44. So very good field position here for the Raiders, as it pretty much turns out they may have lost, what, a yard after that sack now from their opening drive? So with 7:07 to go in the first quarter, they still have an opportunity to put points on the board. With only 6 picks, free agency becomes more important next season. I mean, free agency was definitely going to be important no matter how we slice it. We have so many guys not on long-term contracts right now. So, yeah, we're going to have a ton of money in free agency, and we'll see what we can do with it. Single back formation. Trying to get him to jump. Takes a snap. Now pitching it to the right side is Genty. Genty. Ooh, he gets hit at the line of scrimmage. And that is number 49 for the Broncos, is Alex Singleton, former Eagle. Reading his keys, attacking it well, and it lays a nice hit there on Genty. 2nd and 10, under 7 minutes to play here in the first quarter. 3 receivers to the left, tight end on the right, in the shotgun. Man in motion here is Lockett, takes the snap. Gino looking, pumping, tips at the line as he throws it, and it's incomplete. Now brings up 3rd and 10 at 6:26 to go in the first quarter. This Broncos defense, one of the best in the entire NFL, and they're showing it here. There's Nick Benito. Oh, man, just putting the pressure on Gino. Not a terrible block considering how good of a job Nick Benito got. 2024 Benito. 13.5 sacks last season. 3 receivers bunched to the left side. In the shotgun, takes the snap. Blitz coming, has to get rid of it, and does. Underneath to the running back, who runs straight ahead, and he dives for the first down. It's Raheem Mostert. He gets the 11 yards needed, and that'll move the chains here for Pete Carroll and the Raiders. Do we smell an upset of brewing here in Mile High? Good read there by Geno Smith, understanding that when that guy comes in hot like that, you got to throw it underneath to the running back. And here we go. Single back formation. 2 tight ends on the right, 2 receivers to the left. Takes a snap, hands off to the receiver to the right side. who cuts it up, and he's going to get tripped up, but not until after a gain of about 6. Number 1 on the run. Number 1 is Trey Tucker. Since Raiders are on, Tim, what are your thoughts on Antonio Brown in custody for attempted murder and was extradited from Dubai back to the U.S.? That is insane. That's a heck of a story. I didn't even hear about it. The one story that I heard that was football related, but not really in a way, you know, like outside of football, was the Marshawn Nealon situation. Takes the snap, looking to throw, quick throw over the middle. It's going to be caught by Mayer, and Mayer will get another first down here for the Raiders as they go into the red zone. Michael Mayer. I love me some Michael Mayer. Disappointed in the Raiders for kind of wasting his career. I think he could be an absolute stud here in the NFL. He's a two-way player. Kind of like to me, he's like a Pat Freiermuth, TJ Hawkinson, guys like this. Like, they're very, very talented. He's not a Rob Gronkowski, but a league or two under him. And in motion, takes a snap, hitch play to the right here is Genty. Genty cuts it up, and Genty, spinning off the first tackler, will get a gain of 5 or so, maybe 6, depending on the spot. It looks like 6. Gets it to the 6-yard line. 2nd down and 4 coming up for the Raiders. $42 of you in the chat. If you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe. But definitely please hit the like button. All right, here we go. Raiders, one of the worst teams to get it into the end zone once they get to the red zone. And they do it here. Trey Tucker in motion, left to right. Now back to the left. Single back formation, takes the snap. Play action, rolling to his right side. He's going to throw it underneath. Mayer makes a one-handed grab, but the Broncos defense does a good job of hitting him immediately. See, look at that. Michael Mayer. Brock Bowers is not the only tight end here in Las Vegas, that can make a one-handed grab. The 3rd down and 2 now after the catch. The Denver 4-yard line. I wouldn't be surprised if they hit the run game here and then go for it on 4th. And if you get it, great. If not, we're going for it. 3rd down and 2. Killing this clock. We're already almost 3 minutes to the first quarter. In the shotgun, 3 receivers bunch to the left side. 1 second on the play clock. Takes the snap. Handoff up the middle is Genty. Genty will barrel into the end zone. And the Raiders will strike first here. 6-0 over the Broncos on the road. Division games, man, they're hard, if not just impossible, to consistently predict. It's just ridiculous. How in the world is a 2-6 Raiders team up already on the Broncos 7-2, dominating the time of possession, just walking right down the field against this Denver Bronco team? That's the NFL, baby. Here we go. Was Jacoby Meyer being consistently open the problem for the Raiders? Yeah, probably. Here we go. The snap, the hold, the kick is up, and the kick is good. That'll put the Raiders now on top 7-0. Ashton Genty, the first-round pick from Boise, gets the touchdown. It's amazing how many retread QBs have found success this season. Yeah, it's been Geno Smith started it essentially back in 2022 with the Seahawks, and then ever since then, it was like another one pops up here and there. Broncos don't show up until the 4th quarter. Yeah, just ask the Giants, right? There's a pretty funny video with the Manning cast where Peyton's asking Eli if he watched the game. He's like, no, I didn't watch that one. No, I don't know about that one. He's like, did anything exciting happen in the game? And he was like, whatever. It was a good game. Yeah, he's like, you know what? I heard we were winning. Maybe I'll watch the first 3 quarters and turn it off. You know, it was a blowout. And it was a huge comeback in the 4th quarter. The Broncos won. Eli played for the Giants. Peyton paid for the Broncos. The Broncos versus Giants match. Kind of poking at his brother there. Yep. What's up, Eleanor? How are you? What's up, Richard? 2 Richards in the chat. My mansplaining football. That's what I do. And you should have seen the look on my wife's face of not caring. She was reading her book or something, and she was just looking at me like, that's what I was getting the whole time I was explaining that. That prevent me from continuing to talk? Absolutely not. We got 3:02 to go here in the first quarter. I literally made you laugh. But 7-0. See if the Broncos can't get this game started on their end. They've been looking past the Raiders. Stu Richards, my favorite actor, Alan. All right, there's the kick. I get it now. It took me a second, but I do understand it. Here's the return. And it's going to be caught at, he's going to be tackled, rather, at the 20-yard line. Raiders special teams hyped up. And it was a muffed kick, muff handle. All right, Bo Nix on the field again here at their own 20-yard line. 2 receivers each way. Dobbins on his left. In the shotgun, takes a snap. Here comes the blitz. They pick it up well. Quick throw to the right side, and toe tapping inbounds is Cortland Sutton. And it'll be a gain of about 5.5 or so. Second down and a short 5 coming up here for the Broncos. That looked like could have been a fake show from LSO. SNL. 2 receivers each way in the shotgun. 2nd and 4. Takes the snap, drops back to pass. Looking, stepping up, pumping, is trying to escape and cannot do it. Big time sack there for the Raiders to now turn it into a 3rd and long situation. Raiders coming in hot tonight. Sometimes in the NFL, it just comes down to who wants it more. There's not as big of a talent gap from team to team as sometimes the score will make it seem. And when a team is really excited and really amped up to play, that's what you can have. So far, it's a good start for the Raiders. 3rd and 13. 2 receivers each way. Bo Nix takes the snap. Here comes another blitz. And he's going to throw it underneath to the right side, and it's going to be dropped. I believe it was tipped on the way there, and Evan Ingram couldn't handle it. Now it's a 4th and 13, and the Broncos are with back-to-back 3-and-outs. Raiders, can they keep this up? Every time I come back to the D.C. area from Delaware, I am amazed how much it has changed. Moved from Bowie in 1984. I grew up in Bowie, where I grew up. Here comes the kick. It'll be caught at the 33, and here comes the return to the right side. He does get chased down from behind, though, but he will get a gain of about 10, so the 43-yard line for Bachman. There's a flag on the play, though. Joe would have done cover 11, yeah. All right, holding, so they will not give him the return. So he caught it at the 33-ish yard line, so he'll be penalized back to about the 23-yard line. And that is where the Raiders will start this next drive. Only Washington could get amped up. Yep. Yup. You never know. This could be a trap game for the Lions. What's up, Brooke? Grew up in Alexandria. Lots of changes from my time in 76. Yeah. Certainly, I know Bowie's changed a ton. Who is it? Was it Frank's mom that has that picture from Allen's Pond before like everything? I think so, right? Yeah. Like it's like all trees back in whatever it was, 1975. And now it's all built up, so many more neighborhoods and town center and everything. It's crazy. It's all gonna change now that Witt is on the sidelines. Yeah, I do appreciate that Witt in his press conference was like, "Yeah, no, I'm not missing things. I'm not like still would have called the game either way, right? Like, I mean, not gonna change anything, but you know, the players want me down there, so and we're losing, so I may as well try to make something happen, make something different. So, if that's what you want, all right, let's do it. And if it brings energy, as we just talked about, right? Like sometimes it's just who comes more amped up. So if me being on the sideline will help you have an edge, okay, great. I do think the players like Joe Witt. They appreciate Joe Witt. You know, it's not like that Eric Bieniemy energy, right? What? That was so left field. He's gonna be on a scooter bike. All right, so they're gonna start this drive at the 22-yard line. Three receivers bunch to the right side, and the shotgun is Smith. Gino takes the snap, handoff up the middle. Here's Genty. Genty finds another lane, and Genty will get a gain of 10. Here we go. Here we go. Lived in Heather Hills. Went to Tasker Junior High. Visited a little while back. It looks so small. Good old Tasker. I did not go to Tasker. Went to Samuel Ogle because the year that I was going into 6th grade, it turned into a middle school. Trey Tucker in motion from left to right, takes the snap, looking to throw. Quick check down here on the screen is Genty. Genty will find the outside, and Genty will go out of bounds after a gain of 6. Unicycle. Can't get over how small Genty is. Yeah, he's a tiny guy. As far as height, what is he, like 5'9"? Which is my height. I'm very tiny too. But no, when you're comparing him to all these offensive linemen, 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", tight ends, 6'4", you know, Devers 6 foot plus. Yep. Takes the snap, pitch play to the left side. Genty cuts it up the middle. Genty, nice lane into the second level. Stiff arming a man, and he gets brought down at the 31. There is a flag, so this is most likely coming back. But nice running there by Genty. Holding offense. Number 18 will get called for it, which is the rookie Jack Beck. 2nd round pick, ruining the other rookie's run. I don't believe that the whole players want me down there. I feel like DQ is giving him a warning. Okay. Still taller than Kyler Murray, though? Yeah. I saw a meme today on Facebook that would have been interesting. Kyler Murray's NFL career is kind of falling apart because he switched to baseball. He was drafted in baseball as well. He can go play for the A's. Problem is he wouldn't make nearly as much money. I don't know. Maybe he can get a contract for like the memes or something. Who knows? 2nd down and 12. There's the clock rolling. Let's see. Do the Raiders try to get one more play before the end of the quarter? It doesn't look like it. 2nd and 12 at their own 30 when we return. Right now, the Raiders are up 7-0. All right, let's hop into Weddle. So Genti got the touchdown, so let's start with him. Okay, we are a running back. Man, he's 5'8". 5'8" in the NFL. Wow, we're number 3 or 4. A running back that's number 3 or 4 in the AFC, not the AFC West. It's got to be Cook, right? It's Cook 24 though. Think so. I think it's got to be Cook. Yep, there it is. James Cook. James Cook. Yep, Dr. Pig got it. We were on the same page. $54 of you in the chat. Appreciate you being here. If you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe. Only 17 likes with 54 of you in here. Please hit the like button. Helps a ton. I didn't check to see if Rip's Restaurant is still on Route 3. Great ribs in the good old days. Yep, Rip's is still there. Still there. We just drove by it the other day. I couldn't believe it was still open either. Been around a long time. Yeah, they do have a liquor store. I don't know if that was always the case, but as far as I've been buying liquor, it's been a liquor store. So. Didn't say since 21. Started when I was 22. Skipped a year for good luck. And nothing. Dude, this is wild. They actually are having Amazon ads now on there where you can like immediately hit add to the cart. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Mm-hmm. All right. Wow. Look at that. Broncos -3 passing yards, 9 rushing yards, 6 yards of total offense to the Raiders with 87. Domination so far from the Raiders. In the shotgun, 3 receivers to the right side. Gino, 2nd and 12, puts a man in motion as Bowers right to left, takes the snap, looking to throw, pumping, steps up, going underneath, and too low. Bowers trying to dive for it, reaching out with one hand. Gino saying, my fault, my fault, my fault. I did not put that on you. So 14:46 to go here in the second quarter at their own 30, 3rd and 12. This is where the Broncos defense absolutely thrives. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a big-time sack here and the tides start to turn. What up, Bob? How are you? Thanks for being a channel member. Same thing with you, Eleanor and Brooke. 2 receivers each way. In the shotgun. Takes the snap, drops back to pass. Pressure! And Tim called it. There's the big-time sack. And this will be a 4th down and a punt coming. This could be the turntables, as they call them. Yeah, Benito just beating that right tackle, Glaze, off the line of scrimmage. There's the sack. I generally believe the Lions are going to try to break the scoring record on a Sunday because of how petty and revengeful. You're not. It's not. It's not impossible, AJ. It's not impossible. I sure did, Billy Mack. Sure did. Oh, yep. Power Johnson's ankle all sorts of rolled up. Oh, yeah. That's a nice ankle sprain. That's probably out 4 to 6 weeks. How can they with Joe Witt on the sideline? Pig. Such a simple statement. So good. It's so good. The Broncos are just waiting for the fourth quarter to turn up. Yep, I guess so. I think this is where the tables turn here. Fourth and 18. We're always looking for the next savior. Yep. Yep. True, Eleanor. We are, and it's been rough listening to the fan base. It's been rough. It's everybody knows better, right? Everybody knows better. Ugh. Howard Johnson finally gets off the field. Been limping. He did limp off the field. Here we go. Oh, coming off the field, or coming onto the field rather, to punt it away. Standing on his own 10-yard line. Denver has a good opportunity to get good field position to start this drive. Currently down 7-0. Oh, there's a fumble. Wow, and the Broncos get no pressure. Oh, that's a missed opportunity, and he does a decent punt, Cole does, to try to flip the field somewhat past the 35. But wow, no pressure coming from the Broncos. Very big missed opportunity. Nobody's even close to him. Good protection by the Raiders' offensive line there. That punt protector doing his job. First and 10. The Broncos. Conan scored first in 9 out of 10 games this season? Are you serious? Wow. That's actually a crazy stat. Opponent scores first on 9 out of 10 games. Man in motion. Pistol formation takes the snap. Play action. Bo Nix has all day. He's going to check it down. And, oh, I think it hit the ground as RJ Harvey. It was a low throw there by Bo Nix. There is a flag, though. Holding. Offense, number 89. Bowers will get called for it. Now, first and 20. No, 89 is Lewis. Wait, what? Oh, I'm an idiot. Broncos are on offense. Tired. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. All right, we're gonna persevere. Of course, it's not Bowers because the Broncos' offense is on the field, not the Raiders' offense. Number 89 is Mercedes Lewis is still in the league. Takes a snap, handoff up the middle, and Harvey will get about 4 or 5 yards on the first down. Mercedes Lewis? What? Why is Mercedes Lewis still in the league? Mercedes Lewis. He's on the Raiders. No, he's on the Broncos. I did say. Holy crap. The receiver to the right takes the snap. Nix looking, going to the back, left side, off the defender's hands. That's why he's on defense. And it's 3rd and 16 coming up here for the Broncos. Another potential 3 and out. Tim is now Al Michaels, yeah. All right, 3 receivers to the right side. Takes the snap, drops back to pass. Nix going to the right side, and it's going to be caught, but short of the first down marker is Troy Franklin. The gain of 13 on 3rd and 16. Oh, the Broncos are going to keep the offense on the field. Hold the phone. Waiting for us to trade him. Trade for him. I can't believe Mercedes Lewis is still in the league. All right, here we go. They're going to go under center. Bo Nix. 9, 8. And they're going to just slowly get off the field. They're going to add some more time on the clock. Okay. Single back, trying to get him to jump. Doesn't work. And then they're going to just try to get the hard snap going. 10 seconds on the play clock. Doesn't work. 7, 6, 5. All right. All right. I guess they're going to take the 5-yard penalty. They are. And they will settle for a punt. I actually really appreciate Denver doing that. Of course, it doesn't work, right? And you lose 5 yards, and now you punt it, and you kind of look silly in a way, blah, 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 blah. Just wait until you need it, right? And then nobody thinks you're going to call it. You lull them to sleep. Is it Bover? Here comes the kick. Oh, line drive punt. It's bouncing out of bounds at about the 28. What in the world was that? Now it's 29-yard line. Okay. What happened here? Oh, he just shanked it off the left side of his foot. Wow. Crawshaw. Is that last name? Crawshaw. Crawshaw. Maybe it's Crusher? The Crusher. The Crusher. The Crusher. He's the Crusher. That was a kick to the Boveries. These are the people in my chat, man. Darren Rizzi. Good last names, yeah. The Crusher. Here we go. 11:59 to go here at the second quarter. Their own 29-yard line. 3 receivers bunch to the left side. Tight end on the right. Go back formation. The tight end is actually an additional lineman. Man in motion is Tucker. Hand off to the left side. Here is Genty. Not much room. Gets to their own 30. Gain of 1. 70 of you hanging out in the chat. Appreciate you being here. If you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe. For all you got, Timmy. Hey, I appreciate every one of you. Takes the snap, play action. Looking, trying to set up the screen. He's going to get it to Mayer, but luckily for Mayer, he drops it. Because he was getting crushed. Denver Broncos sniffing that screen out. 3rd and 9 at 11:20 to go in the second. Bowers out. Not to my understanding. I don't know if they have Bowers on a snap count or what, but They're certainly using Michael Mayer a lot today. 3rd and 9, 11:20 to go here in the second quarter. And in motion, there's Bowers. 3 receivers to the right. Takes the snap, drops back to pass, steps up, avoids the rush, goes over the middle, has his man Brock Bowers down the left sideline, and out of bounds after a big gain. Yeah, Mercedes Lewis is 41, and he's still in the league at tight end. What in the world? Nice little hezzy step there by Bowers. Gets that separation he's looking for. And the Raiders go into Broncos territory yet again. Another nice drive of Bruin. Never mind. Lol, yeah. 1st and 10. 3 receivers to the right side in the shotgun. Takes a snap. Blitz coming. He's going to throw it at the screen, and this goes incomplete. Looking for Genty. Broncos would have been all over that one anyway. 2nd and 10. Fortunately for the Raiders, they've dropped the last 2 screens. Look at that right there. That's one of the best tight ends in the league. Yet he looks like an old man at the time. Yeah. Right, 2nd and 10. 3 receivers to the right, tight end on the left. Takes a snap. He's going to swing it out there to Tucker. Tucker, he'll catch the screen, and Tucker will get a gain of 3. 3rd down and 7 coming up here for the Raiders. At least he's 26 years younger than me. Yeah, talking about Mercedes Lewis, 41. Yeah, but 26 years ago, you think you're going to suit it up in the NFL and run up and down the field? I couldn't do it right now at 32. 2 receivers each way. No, excuse me, 3 receivers to the left. Bowers goes in motion now to the left, to the right. Now back to the left. Now takes the snap. Gino stepping up. Going to the left side, and it's going to be an incomplete pass. But there is a flag. See what it is. Maybe an offsides. Offsides. Yep, there it is. Lines up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty against Cooper. So now it's going to be 3rd down and 2. Mercedes do last a long time. 3rd and 2. 9:54 to go here in the second quarter. Single back formation. Thrown, at the Broncos 31, rather. Gino calling out the linebacker, takes a snap, QB sneak, and he gets stuffed. Absolutely nowhere. His big boy inside, number 96. That's a heck of a last name right here. You ready for this one? Here we go. Number 96 is Ioma Awazurike. Awazurike. For the big stuff. 4th and 2. Raiders are going to go for it here. Up by 7 in field goal range. They're not going to take it. Genty in the single back. Man in motions. Bowers takes a snap. Play action. Pumping Gino. He's going to check it down underneath to the right side. He has his man. Caught down the right sideline is Tucker into the end zone. But they may have called an offensive penalty here. Yep, and they're going to call the pick play. Offense number 10. Pass interference. That's a 10-yard penalty. 4th and 12. And now they might have to go for it because they can't kick it. Let's take a look here. Does he get 2 yards upfield? Oh, God. That was the easiest call a ref has ever made. Gino's upset about it, but that is the easiest call. He was literally looking for him to block. Literally looking for him to block. Like, the best block he's made all his whole career. 4th and 12. 9:06 to go here in the second quarter. Trying to pin him back deep is Cole. There's the kick. Straight up in the air. And it will be at the... Oh, no way! It did not just bounce straight. No. Oh, my gosh. I don't know if I've ever seen that. A.J. Cole just punted it at the 1, and it bounced directly sideways. Look at... You see, Slano, look at this. Nobody touched it, and it bounced directly to the, sideways. Hold on. You're going to watch that again. Green was whacking it. Okay, now watch the slow-mo. That was a crazy kick. And he already did it before it pinned them back at the 1 or 2 yard line. This is insane punt. Watch this. Bounces and just directly to the right side. It goes out of bounds at the half-yard line. Because that means that's the other team has to start at that line. If it bounces in the end zone, the other team starts at their own 20. Yeah, so it's just a wild kick. That's pretty cool. Yep. Absolute magic kick, says Joey. That's right. Remember when we drafted a long snapper? Guess who went right after that pick? After that. Long snapper. Who went right after that pick? Right after Cheeseman. I don't know. Chuba Hubbard? I don't know. Rico Dowdle? He was drafted in 2021, so the 2021 draft. He was a 6th round pick, Cheeseman. Wasn't he a 6th round pick, or was he a 5th round pick? Cameron Cheeseman. Oh no. Trey Smith. What a dog. Wow. That's crazy. Beast for the Chiefs. Left guard. Single back formation. Takes a snap. Play action. Rolling to his left side. He's going to check it down underneath to Dobbins. And Dobbins get a gain of 7. $62 of you in the chat. Appreciate you being here. If you haven't already, hit that like button. 2nd and 3 right now. 3 receivers bunch to the right side. In the shotgun here is Hicks. Takes a snap. Quick throw over the left side. It'll be caught by Franklin. And Franklin trying to fight forward. And he will get a gain of 2. Eric Stokes. 14 to go here in the second quarter. How are the Raiders a better defense than us? NFL, man. It's crazy. In the shotgun here on 3rd and 1. 2 receivers each way. Takes a snap. Drops back to pass. Nix scanning. Pressure. Rolling to his left side. Nix has to reset. Now throws it downfield, and it's incomplete. Evan Ingram drops it, and the other 3 and out here coming for the Broncos. Are you serious? The Broncos have yet to get a first down. They have... What? They're 0 for 4 on 3rd down. 4 straight 3-and-outs, and the Raiders will get the ball back in great field position. All right, 4th and 1. Crusher. The game. 7:46 to go here in the second quarter. There's the snap. There's the punt. It's another not a very good punt. It's going to go out of bounds near around in between the 45 and the 50 again. There's a flag as well. What's the flag going to be? Pitiful, yeah. Russia. Terrible punter. Was he blocking him out of bounds or going out? Yeah. No, the Broncos running out of bounds instead of cutting. You have to immediately get back in. If you get pushed out of bounds, you have to come back in immediately and then run advance. You can't advance out of bounds. So that's going to be a 5-yard penalty. So that's going to be even a better starting field position here for the Raiders. Crazy, they're only down 7. Yep. Here we go. 1st and 10. 3 receivers to the left. In the shotgun here is Gino. And in motion is Mayer. Stays on the left side. Takes the snap. Play action. Rolling to his left side. Has time. Going to check it down underneath. And it will be caught. And are they going to throw the flag? Was Trey Tucker out of bounds and the first man to touch it? They're going to look at this again. One punter is crushing it, the other is not. Yeah, it's a crazy battle of punters in a dramatic way. Let's see. Did he step out of bounds? Yes, he did. That's going to be a penalty. So he steps out of bounds. That'll move him back 5 yards. And the gain is negated. So it'll bring up 2nd and 10. Oh, wait. I thought it was a penalty if you're the first person to touch it. They're going to just say incomplete. 7.5 to go here in the second quarter. He reestablished before illegal touching. So because he stepped out of bounds, it's an incomplete, but it's not a penalty. I'm so confused. Why is that not a penalty? I don't need to understand those rules. Single back formation, takes a snap, handoff, and Nick Benito there to blow up Brock Bowers. Try to get a change in direction, but you didn't block Nick Benito. And that's going to be a loss on the play. I mean, how do you not block the in-man on the line of scrimmage, though? I don't know. Like, I don't know why you have to be ready right now. Where else would Nick Benito be? Interesting. In the shotgun. Takes the snap. Looking to throw. Pumping. Going to check it down underneath. Caught by Mayer. Turns upfield. And Mayer will go out of bounds and sets up maybe a 4th and 6. And wow, what will the Raiders do here? Pretty long field goal. My understanding, it is very windy out there, so they don't want to kick field goals this deep. 6.5 to go here in the second quarter, 4th and 5. Smith in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the right. 4th and 5. 5 seconds to the play clock. And in motion here. Takes the snap. Looking to throw. Pressure coming. Pressure and a sack. And it's a turnover on downs. And the Broncos will finally have good field position. And Mostert misses the block. Gino and him discussing it. Let's take a look. Is it Mostert's fault? Takes a snap. Yeah. Mostert just misses his block completely. and they may have had their guy Hufanga comes away with the sack. I liked Hufanga coming out of college. He's a poor man's Troy Polamalu. He plays with a ton of instincts. Troy Dishope, yep. And they play very similar styles. They're very instinctive players, would love to go after it. But Troy Polamalu was an elite athlete on top of it. Fanga's not quite that athletic, but pretty solid safety. Hey, Tim, how's the family? Family's doing good. Thanks for asking, Robert. Things good over here. We got Billy's 2-month appointment next week, so see what the big boy's weighing. He's getting his head pretty big. Let me see him. Head's getting there. You need some good weights. Aren't you, buddy? Aren't you? Gaining weight? Let me say hi to the chat again. I know you were on the stream earlier. Mwah. Oh. Huh? Hitting there. See, buddy. He's a whiny. He's got a hard head. Ah. Love you. Palomalo making that big head and shoulders money now. Yep. But the big difference with the Raiders defense compared to ours is they have a 4-man rush. We have no 4-man rush. Our rush is so... Does Murray last the whole season in Arizona, or does he make too much cap hit? I mean, did he get hurt, or did they bench him? Well, Kenny Pickett playing mediator here. All right, here we go. Best field position for the Broncos all evening, and they take advantage of it starting at their own 47. In this full house pistol formation, takes a snap, handoff up the middle is Dobbins. Dobbins bounces outside of the right, little shake and bake down, finds the outside, and White will drag him out of bounds. And it's now 1st and 10. Ooh, White getting out there and getting in his face again. Talking a little smack right in front of the ref. He must not be saying anything too bad. Tokyo, which means someone has the same name as you. Did I just read? What? Single back formation here. 1st and 10. Finally get a first down here for the Raiders. Offset I formation to the right now. Takes the snap. Handoff up the middle is Dobbins, who gets crushed for a 1-yard rush. Flag on the play as well. Holding. Number 82. Troutman gets called for the holding and move him back 10 yards. Brings up 1st and 20 now. And Tokyo. You're talking about my son that had the same name. Gotcha. 60 of you in the chat so far. Appreciate you. Haven't already, hit that like button. 1st and 20. 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Backfield set. 3 receivers to the left side. Gonna move Harvey back into the backfield. Nick scanning the field. Resets. Takes the snap. 4-man rush. Steps up, avoids the rush, rolling to his right side, pumping, check it down underneath, and he's going to get crushed immediately by Adams. Jamal Adams making the tackle. Man, they actually have some decent names on this Raiders defense. Like Max Crosby's obviously a stud, right? They have Devin White at middle linebacker. Jamal Adams as they put him at linebacker as well. Eric Stokes was a first-round pick for Green Bay. They have Jeremy Chin added from Washington. Interesting team. Tyree Wilson, the first-round pick. In the shotgun, 3 receivers to the left side, takes the snap, drops back to pass. Nick steps up, rolls to his right, pumping. He's going to throw on the move, has his man down the right sideline, and he's going to get tackled out of bounds inside the 10 is Bryant. Bryant for the Broncos is Pat Bryant, 3rd-round pick, rookie. Nice pass here by Bo Nix, hits him right in stride. Birds upfield and a nice play. Good tackling save there by Johnson. See if they can hold him out of the end zone, but this might be where the Broncos really take off. What up, Cape Hizzle for Shizzle? So here we go. In the shotgun, 2 running backs in the backfield. Man in motion, takes a snap, play action, quick throw outside to Harvey. Harvey will stiff arm his man and go out of bounds for a loss of 2. Give you one guess. So since getting drafted, JJ has played 3 games for the Vikings. Same amount of games JD has currently missed, but no one wants to talk about that. I mean, is anybody hyping up JJ right now though? What up, Noah? I mean, obviously, Jaden Daniels is going to miss a lot more than just 3 games. Tim, do you think Dan Quinn and Adam Peterson should be fired? Absolutely not. In the shotgun, 3 receivers bunch to the right side. Takes the snap, drops back to pass. Nick's looking, steps up, throws into the end zone. Caught. Touchdown is Troy Franklin. His teammate from Oregon. They were drafted the same year. And this year, the connection has been a lot better than last year. Troy Franklin has had quite a few touchdowns this season. Maybe not the most yards for the Broncos, but I think he's had like 5 or 6 touchdowns. Let's see. What is he up to? That was touchdown number 5. 385 yards on 37 catches. Not a bad year coming from the second-year player. Here comes the kick from Will Lutz to tie this up. The snap, the hold, the kick is up. The kick is good. And it's all knotted up here, 7-7. Why not, Noah? I'm not going to convince you. I'm not going to convince you. All I can say is no. I don't want them fired. And maybe on the next Commander stream, we can go into that more when all the Skins fans are freaking out like Roger. What up, Pay? Hey, Tim, if JD is able to come back this year, should we pay him? Sorry, play him. Yes. He 1,000% should play. Comes the kick from Lutz. Going to be caught in the end zone and a touchback. The 35-yard line will be at where the Raiders start yet another drive. See what they can get going here. They've dominated the time of possession so far in this half. 16.5 to 10, almost 11 now. That was actually a nice drive there by the Broncos. That last drive. Let's see. How long did that last drive take off the clock? Because it was definitely way more than that beforehand. 3:17. So they had him doubled up before that last drive. 3 receivers to the right side. The shotgun is Geno. Takes the snap. Drops back to pass. stepping up, shaking and baking, and Gino will get sacked for a 1-yard loss. What's up, Noah? To me, I think it would be unfair to expect a coach and a GM after one season to build a dynasty, especially after inheriting one of the worst rosters in football. Exactly. Taking the words right out of my mouth, Noah. 2:36 to go in the second quarter. Hey, here we go. The receivers to the right side in the shotgun. Takes a snap. Handoff up the middle here is Genti. Genti will get it tackled for a gain of 3. And the Broncos will use a timeout here. They want another opportunity to get points on the board before half. What should we do? What we should do is try to find the balance between old players and young players. Well, you have to draft to get young, right? And they only have 2 drafts. That's it. 2 drafts. And the 4 drafts previously were unbelievably awful from Ron Rivera and company. So, like, even the guys that are still here are mediocre at best from the Ron Rivera era. The Ron Rivera era was arguably historically bad. It was so bad. 2:31 to go in the second quarter. 3 receivers to the left side, bunched up. 2:31. Lockett goes in motion, goes back to the left side. Takes the snap. 4-man rush, stepping up, trying to avoid it, and cannot. Allen with the sack. And the Broncos get the ball here at the 2-minute warning with 1 timeout. Plenty of time left to get points on the board. Do you think Sam is mediocre? Sam who? Yeah, Sam is mediocre at best, if not just awful. Oh, our lineman, Sam Cosme. Sorry, I didn't realize you said not Sam Howell. Sam Cosme, yeah, whatever. Like, he's not been playing it all that well this year, but I mean, like, he's easily his best pick, but he's a freaking guard. Like, it's nice to have good guards, but they don't change the trajectory of a game. Like, you don't go sign an elite guard and now all of a sudden you're rocking and rolling, right? Not the same roster though. Terry's been hurt quite a bit. JD's missed time. Dorrance Armstrong is hurt. Bobby Wagner's another year older. Um, like, there's clear misses or differences here. I know, Roger. There's nobody that rides a roller coaster like Roger. Roger loves the roller coaster. Cosby's coming off a major injury too. It's fair. management believed we were closer than we really were. I mean, to an extent. I mean, they didn't like completely trade the future and like or sign a ton of dudes like to massive contracts. We still have over $100 million next year. We've kept our first round pick. Like, um, the Bengals wanted a first round pick for Trey Hendrickson. I think we were considering it, and they didn't make the move because they want to look towards the future as well. There's the kick. Taken and bacon. There's the that's could be a face mask. Are they gonna call it? I don't think so. But around the 27-ish yard line is where the Broncos will start this next drive with 150 to go. We only had a full roster for 1 week. Yeah. Here we go. Three receivers to the right in the shotgun. Takes a snap, drops back to pass. Nick's gonna swing it outside, and it's gonna be dropped. I mean, I think our biggest issue is obviously edge, but our second biggest issue is that Jaden Daniels is not adapting yet. He's not looked good this season when playing. He's not looked good, and I was saying that before I even heard about Kurt Warner's video, and Kurt Warner absolutely dialed it up beautifully. So he's been a huge issue, Jaden Daniels, this season. He's not been good. 2nd and 10. Three receivers to the right side. Takes the snap, drops back to pass, quick throw to the right side. It's going to be caught and turns upfield is Ingram, who gets tackled after a gain of 7. 3rd down and 3 at their own 33-ish yard line. Takes the snap, drops back to pass. Nix looking, goes over the middle of the field, has his man caught, is Pat Bryant. Tackled near the 47. And there is a flag on the field, though. What's the flag going to be? I mean, you're really going to talk about the Niners that have been building a roster for how long now? And they've also, under Kyle Shanahan, with banged up rosters, have had teams that won 4 games or something like that in a year, 5 games. Like the Niners the Niners have had awful seasons under Kyle Shanahan. Awful with the coaches. Awful. Like pathetic that you would use them as an example when Kyle Shanahan has literally been abysmal at times. Like, you're not going to hype up Kyle Shanahan as a coach and then just destroy Dan Quinn. Use another example, because Kyle Shanahan, by your definition, is awful and should be fired. In the shotgun, 2 receivers each way, takes the snap, 3rd and 14. Steps up, looking, pumping, throws it over to the left side, and it's caught. First down conversion here for the Broncos. 1:10 to go here in the second quarter. Beatty in the game. 3 receivers to the right side. 1 minute to go here in the second, and they're going to say, it's a false start. All right, move back 5 yards. That's going to be a 10-second runoff as well. False start, offense number 69. McGlinchey gets called for the false start. 58 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. So it will be a 10-second runoff, and the clock will run on his whistle. .48 seconds to go here in the second quarter. 3 receivers to the right. In the shotgun is Nix. Takes the snap, drops back to pass. Nix steps up, going to the right side, and Troy Franklin. You got to attack that football, man. 2nd and 5 with 43 seconds to go here in the second quarter. .43 seconds to go here in the second quarter. 3 receivers to the right side. DD goes back into the backfield. 1 receiver to the left now. 43 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Takes the snap on 2nd and 15. Nick, right side, throwing, going deep, and intercepted. Kelly with the interception, and here comes the return. He's back to the 35, and he gets tackled there by Pat Bryant at the 36-yard line. And the Raiders, with 3 timeouts, will have 27 seconds. Can they get into field goal range? Bo Nix throwing into double coverage here. Basically turns into a long punt. Man, he may have had Pat Bryant too. But he doesn't really give Troy Franklin a chance. Yeah, Joe Witt's not going anywhere because he's actually a really good defensive coordinator. And his scheme is actually really good. And I don't blame him. I blame very little on him. In the shotgun, takes the snap, looking. Going deep down the right sideline. Has a man. Oh, and it's through the hands of Thornton. Oh, my goodness. The Raiders drop a big-time potential touchdown as Dante Thornton. I was calling him Taekwon. I thought they added him for some reason. But no, Dante, the 4th-round rookie, had an opportunity, was tracking the football, and he just lets it go right through his hands, and it's incomplete. I mean, he literally doesn't. He's actually a really good defensive coordinator. 21 to go in the second quarter. 2 receivers each way. Geno Smith. And he's going to use a timeout here as the play clock was hitting 0. What makes you say he's a good defensive coordinator? He dials up incredible blitzes. He understands the weaknesses of his defense, and he's doing his best to try to limit the exposure of them. But what happens is that we have a no 4-man pass rush because Dorrance Armstrong got hurt, and we haven't had enough time to be able to build that defensive line, especially at the edge rusher position yet. So we can't win with a 4-man pass rush. He's blitzed at one of the highest rates in the NFL on 1st and 2nd down, trying to generate some pressure. But the back end of the corners are not playing at a nearly high enough level to be able to blitz at that rate. So it's a lack of play from the corners. Takes a snap, looking, going to the left side, and it's going to be caught underneath here by Lockett. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 1st down marker to bring up now 3rd down and 1. Third and 1. In the shotgun is Geno. Man in motion. 3 receivers bunched to the right side. 15 seconds to go. Takes a snap, drops back, looking. Geno rolling to his left side, and he's going to check it down underneath the Genty, who makes the catch. And the clock will run, and this will be the end of the first half. And it'll be all knotted up here. 7-7 here in the Mile High City. Yeah, Lattimore has been an utter disaster. They brought him in to be a man-to-man corner, and he has just been an like he is what they were trying. They were going to try to just have the corners be able to step up and play man-to-man, and then we could blitz. But Marshawn Lattimore's so bad, he can't even cover Troy Horton or whatever his name is. Like, Troy Horton, you can't, like, if you can't trust Marshawn Lattimore to go one-on-one with Troy Horton, like, you, with the lack of defensive edge rushers, you can't call a defense, a competent defense, especially going against guys like Patrick Mahomes, like Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams, like the Seattle, or the experience of Sam Darnold now. Like, Darnold's a veteran at this point, right? And like, it's, yeah, Darnold is not some world beater quarterback, but if you don't get pressure on him and he's just able to sit back there with guys like Jackson Smith and Jigba, the and Horton play like he's a freaking all-star, then there's nothing you can do at the defensive coordinator position at that point. And don't get me wrong, he is trying to do everything under the sun to get these guys to somehow be able to slow teams down. And you see it's worked at some points. Like it worked against the Chargers after a 10-0 deficit. We didn't let them score again the entire game, right? So like it's how do you feel about how Trey Amos is playing? Trey Amos has been playing okay, but I mean he's also been getting beat at times. Same thing with Sanders. So like this is not a schematic issue. It's a complete lack of talent. That in key situations, especially like on key downs, just a man-to-man situation will just get toasted. Unfortunately, Bobby Wagner is getting way too old. He's our quarterback of our defense. Like he's important out there, but he's also hurting us at the same time. There's so many holes on defense. It's hard to pinpoint everything, but it all starts with out having a 4-man rush that can get it to the rush. He's literally not doing the same stuff. Like he's switched up so much. He calls so many different plays to try to confuse the offense. Like you pretend as if this is Jack Del Rio just smashing the cover 4 button all game. Just cover 4, cover 4, cover 4, cover 4, cover 4, cover 4. Like he's blitzing out of the zone, man to man. He's running a ton of man zone, 2 high, 1 high. Like he's literally doing, like he brought in an extra linebacker. He goes to the nickel at times. Like he's literally trying to do everything he possibly can to confuse the offense as much as he can with the lack of talent he has. Like to pretend like Joe Witt is just sitting there slamming the same button and just running cover 2 man all game is utterly ridiculous. Like he's literally trying everything he possibly can, and now he's doing what the team, some players and the fans wanted. Okay, I'll come down from the booth if that's what you think will be the fix. Okay, that's fine. So he's literally trying anything and everything. He talked about in his press conference. He's like, we trained the way, changed the way we communicated, we practice, we go through meetings. We've changed everything, trying to get these guys to understand it. And then on top of that, you've also had injuries. Now you have the lack of continuity so communication also is a premium at that time. Like you're trying to bring in Darnell Savage. Excuse me. Like Lattimore's now out, so now you're gonna have to bring in what's his name, Jacoby Jones or Noah Iganagani again. Like it's been bad. And then on top of that, Quan Martin's not playing well. It's brutal, man. The Jack Del Rio special. Yeah, the freaking cover 4, cover 4, cover 4, cover 4, cover 4. Like, it's crazy. Great time. Let's do it. All right. Raiders. Texas and undrafted. That's an interesting one. Then you got the Broncos. You have the Cowboys, and you have the Saints. Wasn't Tony Romo undrafted? I'm gonna go with it. I don't care. Yeah, Tony Romo. There we go. I wonder, was Marquise Colston undrafted? Trying to think of like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of different Saints. It was like Pierre Thomas drafted. I know like Mark Ingram was. Like Emmanuel Sanders drafted. I'm pretty sure he was by the he was by the Steelers. Peyton Manning should have been undrafted after he was drafted. Yep. Drafted Bronco. Drafted Bronco. I don't know. It's a good one. I have to think about it more. Let's see here. This one is Freeman. Royce Freeman. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Royce Freeman with a .8. Love to see it. Texans and Cowboys. The easy one is Cooks. Brandon Cooks, 35%. Cooks could have gone here as well. Um, let's see. Saints and Texans. Saints and Texans. Honey Badger, right? Didn't Matthew start? Didn't Tyrann Mathieu start in Houston? And then he later, like late in his career, went to the Saints? Am I crazy? No, he started. Matthew started in Arizona. Yeah, no, I'm crazy. Chase Lyman Saints. Yeah, Matthew was on the Cardinals, not the Texans. He did finish. Oh, he was a Texan for 1 year, but he did start with the Cardinals. But he was a Texan for a year. Okay, well there you go. You going to bed? Are you Chase Lyman for the Saints? Is that a? I'll go with it. I'm assuming it. You mean a undrafted player? He's not even on here. You talking about Dustin Lyman? Jeff Lyman? Dell Lyman? Link Lyman? Who are you talking about? Derek Carr's a good one for sure. That might be the top answer. Yep, 64%. It is. And the Cowboys. The Raiders and the Cowboys. Cowboys. The obvious answer is Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper, yep, 60%. Raiders, Broncos. Raiders, Broncos. Broncos. Raiders, Broncos. Is it Sanders? Sanders played for the Raiders, didn't he? No, that was silly. I thought, what am I thinking of? I don't know. I don't remember. I was wrong. Oh, Junior Gillette. Gillette was. Wait, what? No, wait. Gillette was he? Was Woodson for these two? Witten. What about Witten? Gillette was undrafted. I find that hard to believe. I find that hard to believe. No way was he undrafted. No way. Hmm. No, really? All right, I'll go with it. You insist. Wow, good pull, Pepe. That's a heck of a pull. 0.1% too. I never would have guessed Junior Gillette was undrafted. That's crazy. I was saying Witten for Cowboys Raiders. Witten ended his career uh, in the Raiders. Wow, there he is. 2020. Interesting. Oh, he's the head coach at Liberty Christian. That's a great pull there, Pepe. That's a great pull. Who's a Raider that's undrafted? Lindsey? Philip Lindsay was, yeah. Broncos just he just talked about it. Was Lindsay undrafted? I'll go with it. I don't care. We both said it, so hopefully that's right. Yeah, Philip Lindsay. Yeah, we said it at the same time. There you go. A Raiders Bronco. A Raider Bronco. Raider Bronco. I don't know. Who? This is apparently the best player to be both a Raider and a Bronco. Lyle Alzado. Alzado, rather. Alzado? Never heard of him. Very interesting. Very interesting. All right, I'll be right back. All right, about to get the second half underway. Raiders will kick it off here to the Broncos. There's the kick. Line drive. And does it bounce near past the 20? Yes, it does. Here comes the return from Harvey. Tries to spin off the first tackler, but goes backwards. All right, half a distance to the goal. After a holding penalty. Here we go. They're going to start way back in their own field position yet again. At their own 9. They start at their own 9-ish yard line. Here we go. 1st and 10 here for the Broncos. Single back formation. 3 tight ends on the right side. Heavy formation. And in motion. From right to left. Takes a snap. And that's going to be a false start. Is 89 that gets called for it. That is for the Broncos, Mercedes Lewis. A gazillion and a half years old. It's called, I believe, for his second false start of the day. I mean, he's so old, he's so slow. I mean, he's got to get a little bit of a head start. I mean, at some point, you should give the ageless dude an advantage. Here you go. Offset I formation to the right side. Takes the snap. Handoff up the middle here is Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins trying to get something. Gain of maybe 3-ish. Comes up with second down. Second and 12 here. 14 and a half to go here in the third quarter. What's up, outdoor stuff? Not watching the game, but wanted to hop in and give a little view. Definitely a like. Appreciate it. Takes a snap here. Nix going to his right side. He's going to check it down and incomplete. Throws it in the dirt. And it's third and long coming up here for the Broncos. Everyone here hit the thumbs up. Thanks for the play-by-plays. Thank you, outdoor stuff. Appreciate you being here. Third and 12. 14:07 to go here in the third quarter. 14:07 to go in the third. Broncos get a first down here. So Nix right now, 9 for 16, 101 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. Three receivers bunch to the left side. In the shotgun. Heading the field, takes the snap, blitz coming. Pumping, going to check it down underneath, and it's going to be incomplete again. Too far of the outstretched arm of Pat Bryant, and the Raiders will get another 3 and out, and the Broncos fan base are beside themselves right now. All right, here comes the kick. I never watch football, only Tim. Thanks, Pig. Pig's the GOAT. There's the kick. Going to be caught at the 39-yard line, and there's flags. Finds the left side of the edge, and it will go out of bounds, but that's going to be coming back. So finally a decent punt from Shaw. What's it we call him? Crawshaw. Holding. Receiving team. That's going to move him backwards, and the Raiders start back at their own 25-ish yard line, something like that. All right. 13:50 to go here in the third quarter. So only a minute and 10 seconds off the clock for the opening drive of the Raiders. So they're going to start at their own 29-yard line. Three receivers bunch to the right side. The shotgun here is Genty. Sorry, not the shotgun. Sorry. In the single back, rather, is Genty. First and 10. And in motion here is Tucker from right to left. Takes the snap. Handoff up the middle to Genty, who going to spin down for a gain of about 5. Second and 5 coming up here for the Raiders. Genty, 11 carries, 40 yards, and a touchdown so far. Second and 5. Two tight ends on the right, takes a snap, handoff up the middle. Nice jump step there by Genty. Beats Singleton in the hole, and he's going to fall forward for a gain of 3. Third down and 2 coming up here for the Raiders. Chip Kelly, the offensive coordinator here for the Raiders. See what he's going to dial up in this situation. I mean, obviously, he can't be a good coordinator. He's in the booth. Clearly, if you're in the booth, you're a bad coordinator. You didn't know. 3rd and 2. Tucker goes in motion, right to left. 3 receivers to the left side. 2 seconds to the play clock. 1, 0. Oh, that's going to be a delay of game. Yep. Pete gets the timeout right as the clock hits 0. So they will avoid the 5-yard penalty here. And it'll remain 3rd down and 2. That is correct. Is very correct. Dude, him standing straight up is as tall as some of these linemen in their 3-point stance. No wonder he's standing up. 2 receivers each way. And in motion is Tucker from right to left. Takes the snap, drops back to pass. Gino has time, going to throw it underneath and off the hands of Lockett. Uh-oh, is Lockett getting rolled up on? Is he all right? Yeah, he's a little shaky. They dove at his feet near the out-of-bounds line. Hopefully he's okay. Ooh, what a route. Just off his fingertips. Oof. The only acceptable reason to be in the booth is so it's easier to listen to your stream. Hey. Here comes the punt from Cole. Fair catch going to be called at the 16-yard line by Bandy. All right. Can this Raiders defense keep it up here? Or is this where the Broncos offense will finally get something going? All right. 7-7. Broncos are getting the ball back. Man, Denver starting with bad field position again inside their own 20 at the 16-yard line. Need to get a drive brewing here against this Raiders defense. Single back formation. Hicks under center. Takes a snap. Handoff up the middle. Here's Dobbins, who's got a nice hole. Slips the first tackle, and he'll get a gain of 7. They're down and 3. Two receivers each way. Bo Nix in the shotgun. Second and 3. Takes a quick snap. Handoff up the middle is Dobbins. Dobbins with a little bit of a hesitation, fighting forward. Will they give him the first, or are they going to say just shy? Going to be close. Don't see a ref yet. We'll give him, just shy of the first down marker. Yes. About a half-yard short, 3rd down and inches coming up for the Broncos. 11 minutes to go here in the third quarter. 5 seconds on the play clock. And the Broncos will have to waste a timeout. So both teams wasting an early timeout here early in the third quarter. 50 of you hanging out in the chat. Appreciate you all being here. Thanks for staying through my good old Commanders rant, as usual. Yeah. You guys are awesome. Moon. Wow. That camera is pretty sick. Zooming in on the moon like that. Tim, I never asked you, how come we didn't trade Jalen Lane for Sauce Gardner? I mean, I would just rather have Jalen Lane, though, dude. Single back formation. Trying to get him to jump. Now he's going to QB sneak it. Ooh, Bo Nix might. Going to be close. Will they actually give him the first down or not? Yep, they will give him the first down, which I think I agree with. It looked like it was there. So let him move the chains here. You know, like, I've seen Jalen Lane bat some balls down. You know, like, he's pretty good at playing defense on offense. Single back formation. And in motions the tight end left to right, takes a snap, play action, gets rid of it underneath, caught, turns upfield, is the fullback, and he goes out of bounds after a gain of about 12. Number 46 on the catch and run is Adam Prentice. Hey, Prentice. What do you know? All right. 1st and 10 again for the Broncos. Can the Broncos finally get a drive moving here in the third quarter with 10 minutes to go in the third? Did score 1 touchdown, but otherwise the offense has been very stagnant. Going to be at their own 39. So next, change the protection at the line here in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Handoff to the left side is Dobbins. Dobbins cuts up the field. He will get a gain of about 6 or 7, depending on the spot. What if Lane was our next Quentin Dunbar? That'd be funny. Second and 3. 9.5 to go here in the third quarter. And in motion is Lewis. And go into the single back with a 3 tight end look. One receiver out wide to the right, takes the snap. Handoff up the middle is Dobbins. Dobbins spins off the first tackler, fighting forward. And he will only get a gain of 2. Sets up 3rd down and 1 as Max Crosby brings him down as he was trying to get that strip. Yeah, other than that one drive that was very good, 63-yard touchdown drive, they have yet to have a drive more than 21 yards, and a lot of them not even getting a first down. All right, 3rd and 1, 8:40 to go and counting. I formation, heavy set. Can they get the yard? Kill, reload, says Nix. 6 seconds of the play clock, takes the snap, pitch play to the left side is Dobbins. Dobbins will find room to run and gets the first down with ease. Nice play call there by Sean Payton, getting the pitch play outside as everybody's focused in the middle. They then get a nice first down with the outside pitch play. Love that classic play. Fake the fullback, run up the gut, pitches it out to the left side. Classic Madden play. Worked all the time on the goal line or short yardage situations. Works here as well. Dobbins right now, 10 carries, 50 yards on the game. 3 receivers to the right. In the shotgun as Nix takes the snap. Nix pumping, stepping up, throws underneath. It'll be caught by Harvey. Harvey makes a nice move and tries to shake another guy off, but nice tackle there by Porter. It's going to be a gain of 7 here for RJ Harvey. Harvey made 2 guys miss at once. You got to believe, Tim. Believe. I was certainly a Bo Nix hater coming out of college, mainly just because I knew how freaking long he was in for college. And just, I was like, yeah, I'm good on Nix. Not a big fan. But Nix obviously proving me wrong, having a great start to his young career, respectfully. 2nd and 3 now. Takes this, nope, never mind. Gonna be a false start, move him back 5 yards. So instead of 2nd and 3, it's 2nd and 8. The one thing that I do love about Bo Nix is his attitude. It's just he's a very humble guy appearing. He seems confident, but he's humble. And he doesn't take the game too seriously. You know, like, I love that standard one last year where he said, you know, what happened on that interception? He goes, well, I dropped back and I threw it to the other team. So, you know what? I could appreciate that. You know, like, what do you want me to say? Takes a snap. Handoff up the middle is Harvey. Harvey with a little hesitation, then finds a late hole open. And he's going to get a gain of 7. Sets up another 3rd down and 1 on this drive. Third down and 1. 6:45 to go here in the 3rd quarter. 9 plays, 48 yards. Nice drive brewing for the Broncos. Almost 6 minutes off the clock already. Will Sean Payton dial up here? And in motion here is Sutton from right to left. On defense coming here from the Raiders. Takes the snap. Quick throw to the... Oh, this is going to go with a trick play. Sutton thought about throwing it. Now he's going to then take a sack. Oof. They try to go with the trick play on 3rd and 1. And now they might have to go for it on 4th down with a windy day. Do they send Will Lutz here? No, that's a 59-yard field goal attempt. They're going to have to go for it here on 4th and 6 unless they want to punt it. And it looks like actually they may bring in... Oh, they're going to bring Lutz on a 59-yard attempt here. They're going to bring Will Lutz. Try to send it through here on a windy day in the Mile High. Granted, it is Mile High. The ball can travel very far. You just got to get that accurate. The wind doesn't look too bad going from right to left. It takes the snap. The kick is up, and the kick is too short. Oh, man. It Will Lutz and Mile High can't get it 59 yards with the new rules? Oh, it looks like he kicked the dirt first. It's exactly what Will Reichert did the other day. It does bounce through the uprights. That's kind of funny. Why won't that count? That's kind of funny. You kick it and bounces through the uprights? I feel like that should count. I mean, that's not like... Why not? Why not? All right, well, this game remains tied 7-7, and the Raiders will get the ball back again with good field position. It's been the exact opposite day for the Raiders. The Raiders have had great field position all day, while the Broncos have had horrible field position. This is the kind of stuff that doesn't really show up on the stat sheet that you don't realize when, like, you look at the score at the end of the day, right? Like, wow, the game was 7-7? What in the world was wrong with the Broncos? And it's like, the punters have been a big factor in this game so far. Both of them. Oh, excuse me. Call it a trick play. Yep. Yeah, the bouncing it into the uprights. I like it. Yeah, the bouncer. There you go. The bouncer. What up, Johnny J? You, Tim, off topic, but wanted to say it. Seems we gave up too early on Forbes. Funny how he's too bad for us, but good enough for a winning team. Um, he's not good. Okay, and I'm fine that he's not. I don't know what he's doing over there in the Raiders. Actually, I don't think he's doing like anything for the Rams. I think he just had one interception, and now fans are excited about it, but he's not good. Two tight ends on the right, two receivers out wide to the left. In the shotgun here, takes the snap, drops back, looking, going to throw it underneath. It's tipped up in the air, intercepted by the Broncos defense. It was off the hands of Genty, and here comes the return here. Oh my goodness, he just got walloped by Michael Mayer, but nonetheless, it's a big pick for the Denver Broncos defense coming off of the hands of Daston Genty, and Genty looked like he had no interest in making that tackle after the fact, but Tillman is going to get credit for the interception. I mean, it's a good throw there by Genty, hits him right on the helmet, but Genty could not handle it. Did I say good throw by Genty? I mean, good throw by Gino, but Genty couldn't handle it. It's maybe slightly behind him, but still should have been able to be caught. And it is tipped up in the air, and a 23-yard return will put the Broncos at the Raiders' 33-yard line. All right, single back formation. Man in motion is Franklin right to left, takes the snap, hand off to the left side. Dobbins going to try to reverse field. And then he slips on the cut, trying to avoid Max Crosby. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 for the Broncos. Yeah, Emmanuel Forbes has, what, 5 pass deflections, 3 of them coming last game, 1 interception last game against Tyler Show. He did have a forced fumble against the Ravens. That's cool. Good for him on the forced fumble. That's nice. There you go. 3 receivers to the right. In the shotgun is Nix. 2nd and 10. Man in motion is Harvey. Left to right. Takes the snap. Pumping. Looking. Has time. Going to escape to his right side. And now just has to get rid of the football. And they're going to say, I mean, he does not get that back to the line of scrimmage. And I think this might be intentional grounding or holding. See what this is. Ooh, pass interference, offense number 11. It'll be 2nd down. So Troy Franklin gets called for pass interference. So they're going to replay 2nd down here, but it's going to be 2nd and 20 instead at the Las Vegas 43. He was trying to throw a screen, set up a screen, but for some reason, he doesn't actually throw the football, which means, of course, you're going to get called for pass interference when you're blocking downfield. 2nd and 20, 4:34 to go here in the 3rd quarter. In the shotgun is Nix. 3 receivers to the right side. Sutton one-on-one on the left side. Do they attack it? Takes the snap. Nope. Delayed handoff here to Dobbins. Try to get some of those yards back, but good job there by Wilson. Oh, the ball comes out. Oh, no, they're going to say down by contact for now. But the ball ends up in the hands. Let's see. When does the ball come out? Yeah, the ground. Ground forced the fumble for sure. So it will not be a fumble recovery. 3rd down and 18 now. That's funny, Will. Takes a snap. Looking, steps up, avoids the rush, going to throw it underneath. It'll be caught by Troutman, and it's going to be tackled immediately at the 39-yard line. Will they bring in Will Lutz for another opportunity at a long field goal? They missed from 59. This will be from 57. That is hilarious, Will. That's a good one. That is a good one. Shut down corner, baby. 3.5 to go here in the 3rd. Right? Nope. They will bring in Krasha. Here comes the punt. Be able to pin him back deep. Let's see. There's Krasher. Going to be punting and bounces at about the half-yard line, but bounces into the end zone, so no good. The 20-yard line is where the Raiders will start this next drive, so great job by the Raiders defense preventing points after the turnover. Here we go. This is a crazy game. 7-7. Defensive battle here. Hunter and Power and all right. Raiders starting at their own 20-yard line. We go. All right. Single back formation here. Center. The field. Him to jump. 17 seconds on the play clock. Takes the snap. Handoff up the middle here is Genty. Genty cutting it up the field. It's a gain of about 2.5 yards. Down and along 7 coming up for the Raiders. Man, Brock Bowers only 1 catch tonight after last week having 12 catches, 127 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Crazy. What a performance last week. 2.5 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Single back formation, man in motion as Bowers takes a snap, play action, looking, avoids the rush, rolling to his right side, and just has to throw it in the dirt. Ooh, that does not get back to the line of scrimmage. I think this is going to be intentional grounding, and it's probably going to be, yep, it's going to be intentional grounding, so Nick Benito is not going to get credit for a sack, but it basically acts as one. Here we go. So it's going to be 3rd and a mile here for the Raiders. Yeah, he had to hit one of those hitch routes right there just to try to turn it into a positive gain. He didn't like either one, and Aston Genty misses the block completely. Yeah, that's one of the better pass rushers in the league. One of the best, better young pass rushers, especially. In the shotgun. 3 receivers to the left side. Takes the snap. Handoff up the middle here to Mostert. Just try to get some yards for the punter. He will get a gain of 4. Put him at the 14-yard line, and Cole will come back on the field with 2:10 to go and counting. What's up, Johnny? Would you say it hurts currently with Harris, blah, 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 than it ever did with Ron and Snyder based on expectations and all? I'd have to say yes. No. It doesn't hurt me at all. I didn't have high expectations, though, so I predicted 8 wins at best. I wasn't somebody that I thought that was going to be a Super Bowl contender. Here comes the kick from Cole. It's blocked! The Broncos will scoop it up at the 15, turns back, and he will go out of bounds. It is Batty, whatever, how you say his name, Tyler Batty. Scoops it up, and inside the red zone will be the Broncos. Skinner is going to get credit for the block, it looks like. They get there with the punt block. Oh my goodness, blocked it with one hand as well. Beautifully done. And that is a huge play. Oh no, it didn't even hit his hands. It hits his helmet. What? It hits his freaking helmet. Wow. At the 12-yard line. 3 receivers to the right side. Man in motion is Troutman from right to left. In the shotgun here. Takes the snap. Play action. Bo Nix is going to keep it. A little shaking and baking. Nice play there by number 20 is Palumau. Palumau making a great play. Avoiding the blocker and getting the tackle for loss. Brings up 2nd and long. Vader reverting back to their old ways. Stinking it up. Yep. 1 minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. 2nd and 12. 3 receivers bunch to the left side. And in motion is Franklin from left to right. Takes the snap, drops back to pass. Nick steps up, pumping, throws over to the left side, and incomplete. Not on the same page with him and Evan Ingram. Heading out. Thanks again for the play-by-play. Best wishes to you and your family this week. Thank you, Outdoor. Have a good evening. I mean, honestly, Evan Ingram needs to stop there. Like, just floating into the end zone, into the coverage is not really good. I like where Nick's put the football. Yeah, his feet weren't set, and maybe he could have been throwing a better pass to where he actually was, but I think he should have been there. 3 receivers to the right. Takes the snap, drops back, pumping. Nick's going to throw it out there anyway. Nick's Troy Franklin, and he's not going to get very much, and the Broncos will have to settle for another field goal. This Raiders defense is playing very, very well. All right, here's the kick from the right hash. The snap, the hold, the kick is up, and the kick is good. And it is now finally the Broncos with their first lead of the game with 5 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. I mean, shout out to the Raiders defense, dude. There was an interception and a block punt, and they only give up 3 points out of that. This Raiders defense has shown up big time today. Five seconds to go here in the third. Here comes the kick from Lutz. Be caught at about the 4-yard line. The right side, little shaking and baking. Slips the first tackle, and he'll get tackled near the 31-ish yard line. And that's where the Raiders will start this next drive. And that'll be the end of the third quarter. 10-7. Broncos have it. Or Broncos have the lead, but the Raiders have the football. All right, we'll get into Weddle here in just a second. All right, let's hop into Weddle. Weddle hard mode. Hard mode. All right, here we go. Weddle hard mode. Let's see. I'm going to go with Skinner. That's the guy that just blocked that punt, which is awesome. Okay, we're in the AFC West, and we are a DB. We are 25 or 26 years old. Lower number. I'm going to go with McDuffie. Ooh, it's not McDuffie. Who's the other one? Connor? Who else is over there? A DB, not McDuffie. They have a guy named Connor over there. I don't know if he's 26 years old though. Who else do they have? Who's their safety? Oh. Might be their safety. What's his name though? It's like Connor or something. Yeah, Kamari Connor. Not Kamari Connor. 6'1". It's probably their safety. Is it Reed? They have a Reed over there or something like that? With an I? Justin Reed? No. What's the other Reeds that I just saw? I don't think it's Kareem Reed. That doesn't sound familiar at all. Not Reed. Who is it? Cooks? Oh, is it like Quinn Cooks or something? I think it's not Brian Cook, is it? It is Brian Cook. There you go. Good job, Will. Brian Cook. That's who it was. That's their safety. I forgot his name. Shout out Brian Cook. All right, we're back. Single back formation here. Bowers in motion, stays on the right side. 1st and 10 at their own 31. Down by 3. And in motion is Tucker. Play action. Gino steps up, avoids the rush, but then he will get tripped up. Gains a yard on the play at the 32. $14:48 to go here in the fourth. Oh, is Geno Smith? Uh-oh. Geno Smith a little shaken up on the play. Oh, no. It looks like a potential concussion. All right, Kenny Pickett. Little Whopper Jr. hands. There's the trip. And I guess, does he get hit by the defender? Wait, what's the injury? Huh? Where's the injury? No way that's a concussion. Huh? I don't know, maybe a collarbone or something. I can't imagine that's a concussion. The way he was acting, it was like a concussion, but like that was a really, really weak hit to be a concussion. That's crazy. I mean, we've seen guys take way harder hits and be pop right up and be fine. Like that one, to make it seem like you got knocked out, that's crazy. They should just check down to Bowers the rest of the night. That would be convenient if you have Bowers on your fantasy team. Sure. Alrighty. We're back. 3rd and 11. Kenny Pickett enters the game after Geno Smith exits with an injury. 2 receivers each way. Takes the snap, drops back to pass, pumping, quick throw to the right side, and it will be incomplete. Looking for Beck. 4th and 11, and it will be a punt coming from the Raiders. 3-point deficit. Broncos will get the ball back with the lead. They should check down to Brock Bowers the rest of the night. That'd be something. Broncos have done a great job taking him out of the game. 4th and 11. AJ Cole to punt it away. Had the block punt on the last time. Did they do it again? Not this time. And it will be out of bounds. There is a flag on the play, though. What's the flag going to be? Player out of bounds again. Take the team. So 5-yard penalty. Being up a timeout here. Yep, he goes out of bounds on his own accord. Is he the one that did it last time as well? Not sure. Not sure. Another commercial break. Gotta love these commercial breaks, don't you? 13 Broncos. 7. All right, there's the quick throw to the right side. Sutton, second down coming up for the Broncos. 13:40 to go in the fourth quarter. Smith. Get his legs warmed up here. Nix goes under center. J.K. Dobbins. 2 receivers each way. Takes the snap. Play action. Sets up the throw. Going deep. Giving his man a chance. And Troy Franklin, looking like a little kid out there with that attempt at catching the ball. Good night almighty. The tracking was negative ability to track the football on that one. 3rd and 6. 13:07 to go here in the fourth quarter. Troy Franklin did. Come on. Yeah, it's not a very good throw. You had to stop for it, but, track it is something. You just stopped and jumped for it like you had a chance at it, and you didn't have a chance at all. 3rd and 6. 3 receivers to the left side. Takes the snap, drops back to pass. Blitz coming, has to escape to his right. Nix just going to throw it away, out of bounds. And another quick 3 and out coming from the Raiders defense. 13:01 to go in the fourth. Man, this Broncos team has struggled mightily. Geno Smith might be coming back into the game with 13:01 to go in the fourth quarter. Yeah, they have. This is a super sloppy night for the Broncos. All right, here comes the punt. Punt number 7. Russia. There's the snap. There's the punt. Rid of it. Going to be caught at the 17. Runs to the right side. And they're going to call a blindside block. That's going to move him back half a distance to the goal. And the Raiders will have rough field position here after that penalty. With 12:48 to go, let's see what the Raiders do. Personal foul, illegal blindside block. All right, 10-7. Raiders start at their own 10-yard line. Geno Smith's going to come back in the game. Geno Smith so far tonight, 12 for 21, 94 yards and an interception. The interception came off the hands of Ashton Jeanty. They've run the ball not very well, 20 for 58, under 3 yards a carry. Neither offense playing well at all. Both defenses absolutely crushing it. Jeremy Chin with 7 tackles leading the Raiders. Alex Singleton leading all tacklers with 8. Nick Benito has a sack and a half. Hufanga has a sack. Zach Allen has a sack. Malcolm Roach has a sack. 5 total sacks going against Geno Smith tonight. The Raiders have a couple of sacks of their own, Snowden and Butler. Nick Benito also had a pressure that turned into a intentional grounding. So definitely got to appreciate that one as well. Here we go. Their own 10-yard line. What can the Raiders do here? New York Jets versus the Patriots next Thursday night. All right, in the shotgun. Raiders. Can they take the lead back here? 2 receivers each way. Single back. Only a 3-point game. Takes the snap, play action. Geno looking, has time, steps up, goes to the right side, and has his man caught. Trey Tucker to the 35-yard line. Gain of 25. 12.5 to go here in the fourth quarter. Nice protection, giving Geno enough time to find his man deep downfield. Yeah, this is really good protection. Michael Mayer and Brock Bowers. Really, Brock Bowers actually getting the initial block there on Benito, and then Mayer coming over to help. Beautifully done. Here we go. In the shotgun, 3 receivers to the left side. Man in motion here is Tucker. From left to right, takes the snap. 4-man rush. Going to check it down underneath here for Jeanty. Jeanty trying to follow some blocks. He does find a way to get a positive gain out of it. Gain of 4 to the 39-yard line. 2nd and 6 with 11:58 to go in the fourth quarter. Clock continues to move. Raiders need points here. Down by 3. Smith goes back into the shotgun. Here we go. In the there's 3 receivers to the left. Own 39 takes the snap, 4-man rush. Pumping, going to his left side, has his man, beats the zone, finds the weak spot, finds Tyler Lockett out of bounds. Uh-oh. Geno Smith in serious pain. This time it looks like a leg injury. Take a look. Allen is going to go low on the quarterback after the ball is gone. Uh-oh. That's usually a penalty as well. All right. 3 receivers to the right. Single back formation. Tucker goes in motion right to left now. 2 tight ends on the right side. 2 receivers out wide to the left. Tucker now in motion to the right. Takes the snap. Handoff up the middle here is Jeanty. Jeanty trying to do a jump step, but nice tackle there by Jones. Number 22 comes up with a big tackle. Brandon Jones. They added him in free agency from Miami. Geno Smith favoring that right leg now. Gonna dial it up. Now the Raiders are 2-6, trying to upset their division rival who leads the division at 7-2. 3 receivers to the right. Man in motion here is Tucker from right to left. Takes the snap. Blitz coming. He's going to set up the screen. Tucker can't escape the tackle. Nice play there by Cooper, who gets maybe a yard on the play. 10 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. We're down at 8. Ostert comes into the game. Daniel Carlson looking like he's going to try to set up for a field goal here, potentially. 3 receivers to the right. Geno Smith Puts a man in motion as Bowers right to left, goes back to the right. Takes the snap, drops back to pass, steps up, avoids the rush, slipping, and now he goes down. Cooper gets credit for the sack, and that's the 6th sack of the day on Geno Smith. And that's going to push them out of field goal range most likely, and they're going to have to settle for another punt. Big time stop there by the Denver Broncos defense. Faking the blitz, end up rushing 4. And they got 6 blockers back there, but they get a sack anyway. Geno in serious pain right here. Frustrated. AJ Cole to punt it away. Here's the snap. It's going to be a false start. Broncos may even decline it. Still 4th down. Do they accept it? I'm actually surprised they accept it. Usually in this situation, you wouldn't. But they're going to call, they are going to accept it here. Right, Cole going to reset it here. And pin him back deep. Kick. And it will go out of bounds. No, it bounces in the end zone, so it's a touchback. The 20-yard line is where the Broncos will start yet another drive. Lots of drives here tonight. A lot of 3-and-outs. Look at all these drives. Jeez Louise. Lots of drives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 drives for the Raiders, and there's still 8.5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. You got to figure it's probably the same for the Broncos, right? It looks like, yep. This will be the 12th drive of the Broncos here. So lots of opportunities for both offenses and both defenses standing tall and preventing points thus far. They have to go in the 4th. How's everybody doing this evening? Haven't had chatter in a little bit. Chilling on this Thursday. Right. The schedule. The Colts, Falcons, Sunday. We play at 4:25 against the Lions. Sunday night, Steelers and Chargers. Ooh, Monday night's a good game. Eagles versus Packers. Steelers Chargers is not bad either. A couple of good night games shaping up this week. All right, here we go. 8:35 to go here in the 4th quarter. In the shotgun, 2 receivers each way, man in motion here, 3 receivers to the right. Takes the snap, play action, roll to his right side. Going to turn upfield is Evan Ingram, and Ingram got a gain of 5. 2nd down and 5 coming up for Denver. In the building. Two-time Super Bowl head coach, former Commander coach as well, but he was a Broncos coach for 14 seasons. All right, in the shotgun. Takes the snap, handoff up the middle is Harvey. Harvey with a little shake and bake, not much there. He'll get tackled for no gain. 3rd down and 5 as it's 8 minutes to go now and counting. Geno Smith's going to go to the tent and take a look at his injury. This shaping up to be a bit of a, I don't know, like, you feel as though the Broncos are already starting to kill clock. I can imagine this game gets completely just drained of life here from the Broncos right now. 3 receivers to the left, 3rd and 5. Takes the snap, drops back to pass, goes over to the left side, tipped up in the air, and it's intercepted. Oh my goodness, Troy Franklin lets it go off his chest, and this proves me wrong. The Raiders will have phenomenal field position after a turnover. And here we go. Kelly, I believe that's his 2nd interception of the day. Geno Smith's going to come back onto the field. And he is in pain, limping around. Troy Franklin. Could not come up with it. I mean, it hits him just right in the chest. Doesn't try to catch it with his hands at all. Really a nice throw by Bo Nix, giving his receiver a chance. Franklin couldn't find it. All right, 7:10 to go. 3 receivers bunched to the left side. In the shotgun is Geno. Takes the snap. Handoff up the middle here is Genty. Genty runs straight ahead for a nice gain. 6 yards. 2nd and 4 coming up for the Raiders. Never turn your back on a pirate. He'll be digging your booty. Oh, my goodness. But All right, clock continues to move. Raiders are still not really in field goal range, especially on this windy evening here. It'd be a 57-yard field goal where they currently stand. They need to get a 1st down or 2. 3 receivers bunch to the left side. Tight end on the right. Takes the snap. Handoff up the middle. Little shaking and baking. Genty will break a tackle, and he will get a 1st down. Gains 5 yards on the play to the 34-yard line. A 52-yard field goal now where it stands. It's 20 to go. Geno Smith. Three receivers bunch to the right side. Tight end on the left. The shotgun here. Takes the snap. Hand off to Genty straight ahead. Genty moving the pile again. Gets a gain of about 3 down to the 31-yard line. Now it's a 48-yard field goal. 48, 49-ish yarder. There's 6 to go in the 4th. Kicker to get the first 69-yard field goal will be internet legend. Not a bad take. 2nd and 7. 5.5 to go here in the 4th. 2 tight ends to the right, 2 receivers bunched to the left. Single back formation. Takes the snap. Hand off again to Genty. Genty slips the first tackle and fights for his yard. Down to the 30-yard line. It's now 3rd down and 6. Across the 5-minute marker. Carlson setting up for a potential field goal. A 48-yarder where it currently sits. Geno Smith and the offense keep this drive moving. They're 0-4 on 3rd downs this half, I should say. Geno's going to change the play at the line here. Lockett goes in motion. Takes the snap, blitz coming. Geno runs straight backwards, pressure, throws to the right side and incomplete. Is he in the tackle box? I can't tell. That blitz came quickly, and Geno Smith did not have an answer on a hot route. Let's see. Is there a hot route at all? I don't know. But yeah, that pressure was immediately 4th and 6. Carlson trying to tie this game up. 4.5 even on the clock. Carlson will line up the kick here. The right hash. We have the snap, the hold, the kick is up, and the kick is wide right. No good. And the game remains a 3-point deficit here for the Raiders. And the Broncos will take over on downs at the 38-yard line. The turnover proves no points for the Raiders. Man, I think points off turnovers today have only been 3 points all day. Right? Interception for the Broncos, no points. You had the blocked punt that turned into a field goal because they got into field goal range right off the rip. The interception turned into a punt. This missed field goal turned into an interception. Interception turned into the end of the half. Turnover on downs. Okay, you can count that one as a turnover into points. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Oh, man. Denver a good team? Like, how many punts are you going to have? I mean, it's classic. First and 10. 4:26 to go here in the fourth quarter. Single back formation. Takes the snap. Handoff up the middle here is Dobbins. Then he bounces it to the left side. Has some room. And he will get a gain of 8. 2nd down and 2. All right, 4-minute offense opportunity here for the Broncos to kill this game. Defensive battle could end here 10-7. Dobbins, 13 carries, 60 yards. They go into the offset I formation to the right now. Bo Nix goes under center, scanning the field. Takes a snap. Handoff again to Dobbins, a little bouncing. And he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Number 49, Snowden, in on the tackle. 3.5 to go here in the fourth quarter. And the Raiders get another quick 3 and out and give their offense one more opportunity. Interweb says Broncos have the most punts this season, 46. Holy shnikes. Well, how they are is their defense is absolutely elite. That's the difference. Single back formation here. Takes the snap, play action, rolling to his right side, looking, going to check it down underneath. It's going to be caught by Franklin down the right sideline. Oh, he goes out of bounds on his own. He lost balance. He may have been able to turn upfield and get even a bigger gain. And you didn't want to see him go out of bounds anyway. It stops the clock with 3 minutes to go. All right. Yeah, man, he runs that route behind the line of scrimmage. Very interesting. That offensive line has got to stay really true to make that route correct. But here we go. Man in motion, takes the snap, play action. And, ooh, is that going to be is that a false start or an offsides? Max Crosby may have, he thought he jumped it perfectly. The refs may disagree. Encroachment number 98. Let's see if they show that replay. 2:58 to go here in the fourth. Yeah, I think he did jump it. He jumped it. Encroachment. So 5-yard penalty. We'll put him at the Las Vegas 30-yard line. Broncos with a 3-point lead could ice this game out with a touchdown. I formation here for the Broncos. Takes the snap. Handoff up the middle is Dobbins. Dobbins will get tripped up after a gain of 4. Does not get the first down, which is critical for the Broncos. Yep. That's exactly what they wanted. A half-yard shy. Now it's 2nd and 1. Clock continues to move here. Raiders only have 2 timeouts. High formation. Alert, 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 says Nix. Will bring us to the 2-minute warning most likely. Takes the snap, Dobbins, and he will get just shy of the first down again. Okay. Now the Raiders will use their first timeout here. Sorry, second timeout with 2:21 to go. And a first down is pretty brutal here. Yeah, if they get this first down, the game is all but over. I think this game ends 10-7. Maybe you do see a field goal at the very end if they don't get the next first down. They do need 2 more first downs to end it. But a field goal here, or a first down here, will give them very little time, and the Broncos are in field goal range to ice this thing out. At least they would have to throw a Hail Mary. With the stop, Raiders would take the ball with 2:07. All right. But they do need to get a stop here. Can they do it? I mean, if you're the running back here, you just got to run straight ahead. J.K. Dobbins, no fanciness. Just run straight ahead. Single back formation. Trying to get him to jump, and they're going to QB sneak it, and I think he got it. Yeah, he got that first down. And the Raiders will use their final timeout. Now they will be able to run one more play, get it to the 2-minute warning. Here, they're discussing if it actually was a first down. I believe I'm going to let him review it, I guess. I don't know. But you did have the timeout either way. You never know if anybody on the Broncos needs to cover the spread, maybe 13-7, just to rub it in since the division rivals. Yeah. It's only going to be, they will kick the field goal here just because they don't want to give them an opportunity to kick a field goal later. They would force Af to score a touchdown. But they will only do it if it obviously gets to 4th down. I formation here for the Broncos. Alert, alert. So this will be a run. This run will make a big difference here if they can get a decent gain. Takes the snap. Handoff up the middle is Dobbins, and Dobbins will get a nice gain. Gain of 7. And that'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. And they will be 3 yards away from this game being completely over. For the fun of it, we'll go to global real quick. Let's go to global. Dobbins. Dobbins reminds me of Dubai, which is in the UAE. So that's what I'm going to go with. What? There's hope. All right, let's go with the UAE. All right, we are 2,700 miles away. 2,700. Okay, let's go with Romania. Sure, I meant India. I didn't mean it. Let's go with Russia. Ooh, Russia's bordering it, which doesn't mean much because everything borders Russia. Let's go with Uzbekistan or something. May have spelled that wrong. Oh, it's cooler. Turkmenistan. Wait, not that close. Let's go with Ukraine. Ukraine is somewhat close. Is it this one? Was that Georgia? Oh. Was it way up here? Finland? Ah, okay. Farther than I expected it to be. Well, there you go. All right. Breaking out of the 2-minute warning, 2nd and 3. I formation at the 19-yard line. Takes the snap, handoff up the middle. Here's Dobbins, and Dobbins gets the first down, and this game is over. The Broncos will win the game 10-7 here. We can go through the stats real fast, and then we'll get this on our way. Nix was 16 for 28, 150 yards, a touchdown, 2 interceptions. Geno Smith, 16 for 26, 143 yards, no touchdowns, an interception, sacked 6 times for 29 yards lost. Nix was sacked 1 time for a 9-yard loss. Then you have Genti, 19 for 60 for a touchdown. J.K. Dobbins, 17 for 72. He might, they're going to kneel it. Leading receiver in this game was Tyler Lockett, 5 catches, 44 yards. Pat Bryant leads the Broncos with 1 catch, 43 yards. You had the touchdown from the Broncos was Troy Franklin, 5 for 40 on a touchdown. A.J. Cole had a fumble recovery off of Genti's fumble. No, he had his own fumble recovery. Genti's fumble went out of bounds. That's right. Leading tacklers in the game, you have 3 of them with 9. Tolona Hufanga and Singleton with 9. And Jeremy Chin had 9 as well. Interceptions, you had Kai Blue Kelly with 2 of them tonight. And Dondre Tillman with 1 interception. Daniel Carlson 0 for 1 on field goals, 1 for 1 on extra points. Will Lutz 1 for 2 on field goals, 1 for 1 on extra points. Heading to the team stats here. You have first downs, 10 apiece. 4 for 15 on third downs for the Raiders, 5 for 15 for the Broncos. Total yards of offense, not very good for either team, 220 to 188. Very good defensive battle here. A lot of penalties for both teams, 11 penalties apiece, 78 yards against the Broncos, 83 against the Raiders. Time of possession pretty much dead even at 30:07. Actually, the Broncos are going to be a little bit higher. They're going to end the game with 30-46 to 29-14. Broncos win it 10-7. Appreciate you. Appreciate all of you hanging out in the chat. I will see you on Sunday. If you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you next time. And until next time, see you.